Hello students, in the previous class we have discussed the IUCD or the IUD means the intrauterine contraceptive device or the intrauterine device. Also we have discussed its many types such as the inert type and the copper releasing IUCD and the hormone releasing IUCD. Also we have discussed various drawbacks and also we have discussed the chemical method which comes under the spacing method. Today we will discuss our next, that is your type of the spacing method, which is one type of the contraceptive measure, that is your hormonal method. Okay, as the name suggests, hormonal method means obviously hormones are being used, so we can say the hormones helps in the case of hormonal method, the hormones which are used helps in inhibiting the ovulation, okay, and also creates an unsuitable environment in the uterus by which it prevents the implantation and thus the pregnancy is being prevented. Okay, so we'll write down the point. Hormones helps in inhibiting the ovulation and creates an unsuitable environment inside the uterus, preventing the implantation. Thus, the pregnancy is prevented. Okay. So, in the case of hormonal method, obviously hormonal method means some types of hormones should be used in the case of this type of the contraceptive measure. So obviously the hormones which are used, this helps in inhibiting means stopping the ovulation, by which it also creates an unsuitable condition inside the uterus by which implantation is being prevented and eventually it helps in preventing the pregnancy. Eventually it helps in preventing the pregnancy, which is the main motto of the birth control. Okay, further, the hormonal method is being divided into broadly three types. Hormonal method is broadly divided into three types. Okay, one is your oral contraceptive, second one is your non-oral contraceptive, and third one is your emergency contraceptive. Okay, this one is your number 1, this one is your number 2, and this one is your number 3. Okay, so the hormonal method is broadly divided into three types: oral method, non-oral method, and third one is your oral contraceptive, non-oral contraceptive, and third one is your emergency contraceptive. Oral contraceptive, non-oral contraceptive, and the emergency contraceptive. Okay, please note down. So firstly we'll discuss the first one, that is your oral contraceptive. Okay, so before going to the oral contraceptive, we should know the concept, how it acts. I want to remind you one thing that you know already, that for roughly I am doing the hypothalamus, okay, roughly I am saying the hypothalamus, it secretes gonadotrophin releasing hormone, as you know, which stimulates the pituitary gland, okay, which eventually helps in secreting the FSH and the LH. These both FSH and LH acts upon the ovary, to secrete estrogen, okay, and the progesterone. Okay, roughly I have written. Okay, and you also know when the secretion is if the secretion is required, if the need of the secretion is there, so it will have the positive feedback. You already know positive feedback. If the secretion is in sufficient amount, then it will have a negative feedback, so that the hypothalamus will stop secreting the gonadotrophin releasing hormone. This you know the concept. Okay, by using the oral contraceptive, okay, the hormone is provided, the synthetic hormones such as the estrogen and the progestin, the estrogen and the synthetic progesterone are being provided, okay, by which the hormone, the quantity of the estrogen and the progesterone in the case of female is much higher, okay, by which it does not need, as we have provided hormonal by the means of the oral contraceptive, the required hormones such as the estrogen and the synthetic estrogen and the synthetic progesterone. So the female, the quantity of the estrogen and the progesterone in the case of female is already high. As the sufficient amount of the hormone is present, obviously what it does, the negative feedback, by which the hypothalamus will stop secreting the gonadotrophin releasing hormone, by which it will stop stimulating the pituitary gland. Eventually it will stop secreting the FSH and LH. As we all know, FSH helps in the ovarian follicles, okay, and also of the egg, and the LH, okay, it helps in the maturation of the ovarian follicle and also helps in the ovulation. Roughly I am writing because you know already. If the FSH and LH secretion will stop, then eventually the ovulation process will also stop, okay, as the required amount of the estrogen and the progesterone is already high, so generally it will have a negative feedback on the hypothalamus, okay. So this concept you must understand before the oral contraceptive, okay, as the oral contraceptive has provided the hormone already, it has sufficient, thus is helped in the negative feedback of the hypothalamus eventually, which will help in the prevention or inhibition of the ovulation, okay. So the first point, it inhibits ovulation, okay, as I have said earlier. First point, it inhibits the ovulation. Second point, alternation of the uterine endometrium makes unsuitable for the implantation. Obviously, if it inhibits the ovulation, and we also know the oral contraceptive or the hormones that are used, it creates an unsuitable environment inside the uterus, eventually which will prevent the implantation. Okay. Third point, the cervix mucus becomes thick and sticky, by which it prevents the path of the sperm. Cervix mucus becomes thick and sticky, by which it prevents the path of the sperm. Okay. As you know, if the cervix mucus that is produced becomes more thick and sticky, by which the sperm cannot move, or we can say the sperm will stick around, by which it will block the path of the sperm. Okay. Last point, it suppresses the activity of the fallopian tube. Last point, it suppresses the activity of fallopian tube. Okay, which eventually will leads to the prevention of the fertilization, which will eventually helps in the prevention of the pregnancy. Okay, so these are your 4 points. First point, obviously by all this concept I have said, it inhibits the ovulation due to the alternation of the uterine endometrium, makes the unsuitable environment for the implantation. The cervix mucus becomes much more thicky and sticky, by which it prevents or it blocks the path of the sperm. Okay. And last point, it suppresses the activity of the fallopian tube, which eventually leads to the prevention of the fertilization, and eventually which leads to the prevention of the pregnancy. Okay. Next, oral contraceptive is divided into 2 types. Okay, I am writing here, I will write in detail. One is your combined pills, I will write in detail. Okay, one is your combined pills, other one is your mini pills. Okay, I will write in detail. One is your combined pill, one is your combined pills, other one is your mini pills. We will discuss in detail the combined pill and the mini pills. Okay, please note down. Now come to the combined pills. Okay, as I have said earlier, the oral contraceptive is divided into 2 types. One is your combined pill, other one is your mini pill. As the name suggests, the combined pill means it consists of both the estrogen and the progestin, means the synthetic form of the estrogen and the progesterone, whereas the mini pills consist of only progestin but there is no estrogen. Okay, so first point, in the case of combined pills, these are taken orally for 21 days in the menstrual cycle. Okay, starting from the 5th day of the menstrual cycle up to the 25th day of the menstrual cycle. First point, these are taken orally for 21 days in menstrual cycle. Days, we can write proper word as during menstrual cycle. Okay, starting from the 5th day up to the 25th number day. Okay, and this process is being continued having a 7 days of gap, Okay, so the first point, these are taken orally for 21 days during the menstrual cycle, starting from the 5th day of the menstrual cycle and up to the 25th number of day. Then after that, the 7 day gap, then it will start from another time from the 5th day to the 25th number of day. Okay, next point, Obviously, combined pills means I have earlier said that these consist of both estrogen and the progestin. It contains estrogen and progestin. Okay, means the synthetic form of the estrogen and the progesterone hormone. We can also write it consists of synthetic form of hormone. Okay. Next, what are the commonly used estrogen and the commonly used progestin are present? The commonly used progestin are the levonorgestrel and the desogestrel. Commonly used progestin are such as levonorgestrel and desogestrel. Okay, whereas the commonly used estrogen are such as ethinyl estradiol or mastrenol. Okay, just remind the name, don't worry about the terms, just remind one thing, the term properly, don't panic by hearing these terms. So the combined pills, these are taken orally for 21 days during the menstrual cycle from 5th day up to the 25th day. Obviously, I have said the combined means it consists of both the progestin and the estrogen. It contains estrogen and the progestin. Obviously, it consists of the synthetic form of the hormones. Okay, synthetic form of the hormones. Next, the commonly used progestin are such as levonorgestrel, desogestrel, whereas the commonly used estrogen are ethinyl estradiol and the mastrenol. Okay, please note down. Next, we will discuss some more points of the combined pill. Combined pill is divided into two types. One is the multiphagic pill and other one is your monophagic pill. Combined pills are divided into two types. Okay, one is your, okay, I'll write in serially. One is your multiphagic pills, okay, and other one is your monophagic pills. Okay. So what is the multiphagic, what is the monophagic? Multiphagic means there is varying amount of the progestin and the estrogen, means the amount of estrogen and the progestin may vary, but in the case of monophagic pill the amount of progestin and the estrogen is in equal amount. Okay, first I'll write down the points. Varying amount of estrogen and progestin. Common example, tracheal. Okay, whereas in case of monophagic, I have said earlier, the presence of equal amount of the estrogen and the progestin. Equal amount of estrogen and progestin. Okay, example are Mala D, Mala L. Okay, one point you must remember, these are very important objective. Okay, Mala D, Mala L, these are the examples of the combined pills which come under the monophagic pills. Okay, so these are your two types of combined pill. One is your multiphagic, one is your monophagic. Multiphagic means varying amount of estrogen and progestin are present, whereas the monophagic means equal amount of estrogen and progestin are present. Example of multiphagic, multiphagic pills are your tracheal, whereas monophagic pills is your mala D or mala L. Okay. Now we'll see how it acts, how the combined pill acts. There are basically 3 points. Basically 3 points. The estrogen inhibits the FSH, whereas the progestin inhibits the LH. Okay. Next, the cervix mucus have some changes by which it becomes sticky and more thick, which prevents the implantation. So there are 3 reasons how it acts. First one is your estrogen inhibits FSH, whereas the progestin inhibits LH. Okay, and the cervix mucus changes due to hormones. Okay, so these are the 3 points by which it acts. Okay, the estrogen obviously inhibits the FSH, whereas the progestin inhibits the LH, and the cervix mucus also changes due to hormones. Okay, by which eventually the ovulation is stopped, and by which eventually it prevents the implantation, and it also prevents the fertilization eventually, which will lead to prevention of the pregnancy. Okay, please note down your points. Next we will discuss the mini pills. As I have said earlier, mini pills consist of only progestin but no estrogen. It contains progestin and no estrogen. Okay. Second point, it is mini pills are generally taken daily without a break. We can say these are taken daily. These are taken daily without a break. Okay. Next point. Common example of the mini pill and the most used product is your Saheli. Okay, Saheli. This one is your also important objective. Okay, which is the mini pill that is used, that is called your Saheli. Okay, Saheli consists of a non-steroid compound known as centchromen. Okay, Saheli is the most the common example of the mini pill, which consists of a non-steroid compound. Non-steroid means it does not create any complications such as nausea or vomiting. Okay, so that is why it is called the non-steroid compound, which is known as the centchromen. Okay. Next point, Saheli, it is being taken initially it is being taken twice in a week. After 3 months, it is taken once in a week. Initially, it is taken twice in a week, but after 3 months, after 3 months, it is taken once in a week. Okay, so initially the Saheli is being taken twice in a week, but after 3 months it is taken only once in a week. Okay, please note down the points. Next important point under the mini pills is it is produced in the Central Drug Research Institute of Lucknow. Okay, it is also an important objective. Saheli, basically Saheli is being produced. Saheli is produced in Central Drug Research Institute in Lucknow. Okay, it is also one of the most important objective where the Sahel is being produced. So your answer will be Central Drug Research Institute in Lucknow. Okay, or we can also say which is the drug produced, basically the type of mini pill which is produced in the Drug Research Institute of Lucknow. So you can also write, if options are there, you can also write Saheli. Okay, note down. Now we'll discuss some risks that are associated with the pills. Okay, first point is your intravascular clotting. Intra means within, vascular means blood vessels. Obviously some risks are also present while you're taking the pills, that inside the blood vessels your clotting may also occur. Okay, some blood vessels which carry blood to the brain also may damage by causing the cerebral blood vessels damage, which is the second risk of the associated with the pills. Third one is your hypertension, which can lead to increasing your BP, by which can also lead to your cardiac arrest. Next, your liver malfunction. Liver malfunction means your liver might be not working properly. So that is your main risk while taking the pills, or we can say liver malfunction. Third one is your heart disease, obviously having the various intravascular clotting and the hypertension, which will eventually lead to the heart disease. And lastly, it can also cause various the breast cancer or the reproductive system cancer. Okay, so these are your 6 main risks associated with the pills. First one is your intravascular clotting. Second one is your cerebral blood vessels damage. Third one is your hypertension. Fourth one is your liver malfunction. Fifth one is your it causes various heart diseases. And last one is your it also can cause the breast cancer or the reproductive system cancer. Please note down. Now we'll discuss our non-oral contraceptive. Okay, non-oral contraceptive is divided into 2 types. One is your injectable, other one is your implant. Okay, injectable means obviously it is provided by injection. So this is one is your the type of the injectable is your injectable contraceptive. It consists of 2 types. One consists of only progestin only, and other one is your combined injectable, which consists of both the progestin and the estrogen. Okay. The progestin such as dipot medroxyprogesterone acetate such as DMPA, which is given around 150 milligram every 3 months, or other one is your northestrone, the enanthanate, or we can say NETEN, which is given around 200 milligram every 2 months. Now come to your combined injection, okay, which consists for example your cyclopam and the Mazigna, which is given only once in the every month. Okay, and it consists of the progestin and also the estrogen. Progestin such as your, as we said earlier, that the DMPA or the NETEN. DMPA is provided 25 milligram or the NETEN is provided around 50 milligram. Okay, and the estrogen is such as present your estradiol, which is given around 5 milligram. Okay, so this is all about your non-oral contraceptives. Okay, which is first one we have discussed, the injectable, in which it have 2 types. One consists of the progestin only, other one consists of the both progestin and the estrogen, such as the combined injectable. Okay, Progestin, there are the two compounds such as the DMPA and the NETen, and the combined injectable such as the cyclopam and Mazigna, which consist of both progestin and the estradiol. Progestin means DMPA or NETen, and the estrogen means such as estradiol. Okay, please note down. Next we will discuss the hormonal method, the implants under the our second one. First we have discussed the injectable, second one is your implant. Okay, so implant means the hormone containing devices which are implanted subdermally, means below the dermis layer. Hormones containing devices implanted subdermally. Okay, means it is implanted beneath the dermis. Okay, it is of two type, one is your Norplant, other one is your Implanon. Okay, this one you can see, this is your Norplant consists of your 6 capsule like structure having fan shaped structure, whereas the Implanon is a single rod like structure. Norplant, and in the both the case it contains the progestin hormone, only progestin. It contains only progestin. Same in the case of Implanon, it contains only progestin. Okay, its structure is, it consists of 6 capsules having fan like shape. Okay, implanted on the arm of female, around which is implanted, the hormone is your 36 milligram of levonorgestrel. Okay, whereas in case of the Implanon, it is a single rod like structure having 60 milligram of 3-keto desogestrel. Okay, okay. In case of the Norplant, it is of about effective about 5 years, and in case of Implanon, it is effective about 3 years. It is effective about 5 years, whereas the Implanon is effective about 3 years. Effective about 3 years. Okay, so the implant means the hormones which containing the hormone containing devices which are implanted subdermally or present below the dermis. It is given two types, Norplant and the Implanon. A Norplant structure you can see, it consists of 6 capsules having a fan like structure, and it is a single rod like structure. Both contains only progestin. Okay, and in the Norplant consists of 36 milligram of levonorgestrel, whereas the Implanon consists of 36 mg means milligram of the levonorgestrel, whereas the Implanon consists of 60 milligram of 3-keto desogestrel. And the Norplant is effective for about 5 years, whereas the Implanon is effective about 3 years. Please note down. Next we will discuss the emergency contraceptive. Okay, these are used during the unprotected intercourse or the sexual assault, etc. These are used during unprotected sexual intercourse or sexual assault, etc. Okay. These are also called the morning after pills. Okay. These are also called the morning after pills, as these can be used the next morning after the unprotected coitus, as these can be used after the unprotected coitus. Okay, coitus means sexual intercourse. Okay, the emergency contraceptives are effective within the 72 hours, and it is most effective within the 24 hours. It is effective within 72 hours, or most, not more but most, you can say most effective, not or, we can say and, you can say and most effective within the 24 hours of unprotected coitus. Some common examples are eye pills, unwanted 72, okay, Ovidone, etc. Okay, so emergency means accidentally, okay, if the interaction or the sexual intercourse, during the sexual intercourse the insemination occurs, so at that time these are used during the unprotected sexual intercourse, or in case of various sexual assault cases. These are also called the morning after pills, means the next morning, if you these are used during for prevention of the pregnancy. Okay, so these are effective within the 72 hours, or we can say 3 days, or we can say it is mostly effective within the 24 hours. And the common examples are eye pill, unwanted 72, and the Ovidone, or more are there, etc. Okay, so these are your important points. Emergency contraceptive, please note down. Now we'll discuss, after the hormonal method, now we'll discuss our last one, means the next one is your natural method. In the natural method there are three portions. One is your periodic abstinence, or it is called the rhythm method. Second one is your coitus interrupts, or the withdrawal method. Or second one is your lactational amniotic method, or the LAM. What is the periodic abstinence? Abstinence means obstruction or avoidance. It is also known as the periodic abstinence is also known as the rhythm period. Means the couples avoid the coitus or the sexual intercourse during the 10th to 17th day of the menstrual cycle. Why? Because the 10th day up to the 17th day of the menstrual cycle is the most fertile period. Okay, because it is the day, during these days there are more chances of getting the pregnancy or the fertilization of the, or we can say there are more chances that the female can be get pregnant. So during these days, around the 10th day up to the 17th day of the menstrual cycle, the couples basically avoid the coitus or the sexual intercourse, because during the 10th to 17th day it is the most fertile period. Next one is your coitus interrupt or the withdrawal. Means the insemination can be avoided by during this method. Means insemination means the introduction of the semen into the vagina. So it controls, basically the natural method depends upon the control of the couple. Means the insemination can be avoided by this method, in which the male partner withdraws the penis from the vagina during the or just before the ejaculation. So by which the insemination can be avoided. Means sperm can't meet or sperm cannot be entered into the vagina. Okay, so just before the ejaculation, the male partner withdraws its vagina, his penis. The male partner withdraws his penis from the vagina. Last one is your lactational amenorrheal method or the LAM. As there is no menstrual cycle or the ovulation is being stopped during the intense lactation following the parturition, and also there are up to 6 months after the childbirth, there is no ovulation, no menstrual cycle. So the LAM or the lactational amenorrheal method or the LAM is also one of the important natural method, or we can say it is one of the it acts as one of the important natural method. So these are your 3 natural method. First one is your periodic abstinence, second one is your coitus interrupts or withdrawal, in which the male partner withdraws his penis from the vagina just before the ejaculation, by which insemination can be avoided. And the third one is a lactational amenorrheal method, in which there is no menstrual cycle, ovulation is stopped during the intense lactation following the parturition, and also up to the 6 months after childbirth, lactational amenorrheal method or the LAM. So these are your 3 natural method, but in the case of natural method, no chemicals are used, so it basically depends on the control of the couples. So this method is not much more efficient. Okay, we can say this is not much more efficient in the way of the contraceptive measures. Okay, so this is all about your today's class. Today we have discussed the hormonal method and also we have discussed the natural method. So that's all for today. We'll meet in our next class. Thank you.